Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. I've got a good one for you today. You know, one thing that we've talked about over and over and over the last few months are brands that are iconic, beloved, fan favorites that are just going out of business. And I was sent a story that is nothing short of unbelievable when it comes to the Harley Davidson brand and how there are tens of thousands of Harley Davidsons available in inventory for sale. They haven't seen anything yet. Like, subscribe. We're going to cover a lot in this video. Plus, today we have a sponsor, Noble Gold Investments, and I will cover them in a bit. First things first, I am outside of a Harley Davidson dealership here in Irvine, California. It's early, it's before they open. And Harley Davidson right now, think about this. They've had problems with their woke advertising. They got rid of their CEO, and the brands are not selling. The CEO that they got rid of last year was a member of the board since 2007, and then he became CEO in 2020, and they shifted to things like electric bikes. They shifted to trikes, things that are just not selling. It's pretty wild because think about this. There are 80,000 motorcycles available for sale in inventory at Harley Davidson right now. 80,000. Now, if you lined them up, it would be almost 200 miles of motorcycles, end to end to end, that are brand new, that have not sold. So it creates nothing but a problem for a company that can't sell its product. Now, this company, this iconic Americana brand, had a tough guy and tough woman, stigma to it forever. I mean, growing up here in Southern California, you run into bikers quite a bit. There's a place called Cook's Corner that's loaded with two types of people: bikers that are real and posers. It's that simple. Okay? Now, are all bikers bad? Of course not. Broke down in the freeway probably 20 years ago, driving to San Diego, and couldn't get cell coverage. Two bikers pull up, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, I'm going to get robbed. Hey, listen, you got a spare? We'll get you out of here. Mark and Jesse. Jesse said nothing to me. Mark barked at Jesse. They changed my tire in literally 5 minutes and got out of there and did what I always say to do. Do something nice for somebody. Thanks, guys. Bye. Okay? So the other time, driving to Las Vegas, this is back in the day when we used to buy the external GPS devices. I'll never forget, I spent $1,500 on a GPS device for my car. I think 2006 is when this was. Anyways, it was the time that it snowed in Vegas last really well. I'm sitting there pulled over in Victorville, California, and these two bikers come up on me real quick, and my brother's thinking, oh my gosh, Dan's going to get killed. No, and the guy goes, hey, can you punch in this address for us? Because we're lost and we're going to so-and-so regional park. And sure enough, I showed him. Boom, boom, boom. Nicest guys in the world, and took off. But again, Harley Davidson shot itself in the foot and did all this woke DEI shenanigans and made the value of their motorcycles go from here down to here. Now, I have had people write me and tell me, Dan, I have invested in Harley Davidson. I own almost $1 million of the motorcycles. Not anymore, he doesn't. That guy doesn't have that anymore because the average retail price of these motorcycles is off $15,000 to $18,000. I'm telling you, guys want to buy a motorcycle? Go make a deal. Go make a deal right now. Go out and work anything you can. This is the beginning of this, guys. This is the beginning of the end of a brand. When you have 80,000 of anything that's not sold, I don't care if it's shoes, you've got a problem. But when you've got something that sells from $50,000 to $75,000 and they're down to 50, down to 20, down to 30, and then they have these touring bikes, the tricycles, it's ridiculous. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants the electric motorcycles. Zoom, 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 zoom. I mean, come on. How ridiculous is that? So, Harley Davidson, Jochen Zeitz, the genius who was on the board in 2007, became CEO, and then they did all their DEI shenanigans. And once they did that, it was done. Sales took a dive. Now, is that fair for me to say? Is that right? Because people don't have the money for anything right now. But when you look at these beautiful pieces of machinery, and again, I haven't owned a motorcycle since I was a boy. Okay, we had our little Honda 50s and our little CT 70s and all that stuff that we evaded the cops for. It's what we did. The neighborhood I lived in, everybody had a little mini bike and we all wreaked havoc. And then I went to school. Okay, so there's a lot more to cover on this, but what else has been destroyed as a result of this? There's a lot to talk about, and I can't wait to cover it with you. Stick around because I'm going to cover it in a minute. Let's talk about our sponsor, Noble Gold Investments. The rules for money are changing. They're being rewritten right before our eyes by the financial institutions that we're supposed to trust with our wealth, with our retirement, and with our savings. Not anymore, guys. You have to look at what they're doing, which is purchasing precious metals at a record pace. You should be doing the same thing. The best place to contact to protect yourself is Noble Gold Investments. Contact them today. Use the link below or call them at 877-646-5347. One thing that you know, and we've seen in the past as we get older, is that there's no warning. Hey, this crash is going to happen. This collapse is coming. No. We find out after the fact. The people that have already trusted Noble Gold are prepared. They're prepared for the worst, and you should be doing the same thing. Contact them today. Let them answer all your questions. No pressure, no gimmicks, just great service. Almost 10 years in business, over $2.5 billion in sales. Clearly doing something right. Contact them today. 877-646-5347. Let them know that Dan from iAllegedly sent you. There is a lot more to cover in this video, but I want to take a second to thank all of you. This channel just hit 325,000 subscribers, and I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for everybody that's here, everybody that's subbed. I'm grateful for the debate. I'm grateful for all the strong contributors we have out there. Dr. Marvin, Laura, Douglas, Broker Aaron. I mean, I could go on for an hour. All of you that help contribute to this channel, it's appreciated. Everybody is like-minded. Everybody is sick of what we're living through financially and knows that something is brewing and that there's a storm out there and we're all part of it, regardless of where we live in the United States or another foreign country. Thank you one and all for 325,000 subscribers. I am grateful. Plus, all the prizes get sent out this week, so I feel like it's the perfect timing for that. Now, cover a few more things about this and about how business is completely messed up right now. Let's start with the American farmer right now. We have had over 1,000 farms go bankrupt in the last 2 years. It's horrible. And the institution of farming and the family businesses are finished. You have so many farms right now that cannot afford to sell one product. They have to add additional things just to get by. There's some great articles below about this, about how some do farming equipment, some have to do repairs, some have to help other people out just to survive because living off the land is not what it used to be. Now, with all the bankruptcies and all the people going out of business, one thing that's very apparent is you're going to see more and more of these farmers go out of business. But one thing that we complain about all the time is the price of vegetables, the price of beef, the price of chickens. It's outrageous, and it's only going to get worse. I mean, do I see a day where we have $20 heads of lettuce? Absolutely. Gas is going to be $10 a gallon here soon enough in California, but you're going to see things go through the roof. Listen to this stat because it's crazy. There are more farmers right now that are 75 years old and above than there are 35 and under right now. People that grew up in farming don't want to be in the family business right now. They don't want to participate in this. And I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with so many different types of construction companies, restaurants. I've seen it happen with basically every type of business where the kids grow up, no, the restaurant's a pain. There's a Chinese restaurant called Yan Qing in Orange, and the owner announced his retirement and went to his kids, and they're like, no, we want nothing to do with that place. It was an institution. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, in Orange, California, it was fantastic. Lines out the door, and when he announced his retirement, I believe it was 2018, place was done in short order. They locked it up, they tore it down, and you know what they built in its place? Apartments. The problem with the American farmer right now is it's just the beginning of an issue that's going to get much worse. We all hate to pay these prices. We all go to the grocery store and just get sticker shock for the simplest of things. I'm telling you, the Brits do something that's brilliant. That has saved me a fortune, saved me with food waste, is I buy what I'm going to cook that day. But, when my son comes to town, every time we have to have tacos. And what used to be under $20, I'd give him a $20 bill, he'd buy everything. Now it's between $40 and $50 to buy the same things just a few years later. Shocking. But the American farmer, they're done. Read the articles. They're both from the Wall Street Journal. They're brilliant articles, but it talks about what a sad state of affairs we are living through right now because of this. Now, to go back to the Harley Davidson thing for a second, there are other companies and other things right now that have taken this woke attitude and that hasn't worked. And one thing, to go back to the farming thing for a second, I get a kick out of people that think that, hey, I bought a motorcycle, I'm a biker. You're not. You're not. You're not. I bought a pair of jeans and a flannel shirt, now I'm a farmer, I own a ranch. No, you're not. You're a joke. All these people that move to Montana, they hate those people. They really do. And they're not ranchers, they're posers. And it's that simple. People don't get it. You can call yourself whatever you want until you assimilate, until you do what's supposed to be done. But I'm a biker? Come on, man. No, you're not. You're not a rancher either. Now, when you look at companies like Tractor Supply Company, they took a DEI woke approach for tractoring. When men are out, working the fields and they're sitting there alone in the tractor, I'm sure that they think about the strength of a warm man. Come on, guys, this is ridiculous. Tractoring went DEI. No, farming went DEI. No, it's ridiculous. Read the stories about this, about the struggle of the American farmer and how they couldn't make any money. And now you want to throw shenanigans in this? We saw what happened with Target, guys. And they did an about face. Whether you like Target or not, I'm done with Target myself. Target, for me, ranks up there with Disney products right now. Thank God my children, that Disney, Nickelodeon, all that stuff was on my TVs all the time, when they were young and homework would get done. And now, thank God, because if I could rip it off my cable program, I would do that. Same thing with ESPN for that matter. That's just me. That's my opinion. So Tractor Supply follows this little mantra of going out and, creating all these shenanigans and realize it's a huge problem. Read that article below because it's brilliant. Now, this all started with a company called Bud Light, Budweiser Corporation. What they did completely shot themselves in the foot, and they never, ever, ever got back. Never. They lost over $1 billion in sales, $1 billion in value to the company. If I owned a distributorship for that product, I would be suing the crap out of the company. That's how I am. Now, same thing with Harley Davidson. These, dealers, hey, we're going to have electric motorcycles. Come on. Who wants an oh, wow, you hear the roar of the electricity go through that little trike? Come on, guys, it's a joke. It's a joke. And again, I haven't seen one on the road yet. But when you go to the dealership, you sure do have places for you to go out and park and charge your little bike. Okay? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You should be suing Harley Davidson till their eyes are, popping out. That's just me. The next one, Jaguar. This one's hilarious. They did a car commercial, and so many people online, it was all these people dancing around a car, but never said buy a Jaguar. And people are like, do you guys sell cars? What do you guys do here? And it's ridiculous because this advertising program made that car uncool. Why would you buy a Jaguar? Sales dropped 97.5%. I'll say that again, 97.5% because of the wokeness, shenaniganness, and because they destroyed an international brand. Why would you want that? Why would you want to go out and purchase this? They don't care about you. They don't care about their core customers. That's the thing that people don't get. The American farmer, you're going to complain. You're going to blame an administration, which is fine. It's fine. Do what you want to do and blame people for the price of gas. Do it. Here in California, you have all these taxes that are through the roof. The people that run this place don't know how to do anything other than tax people to oblivion and beyond. And what they're experiencing is they're going to experience a problem, but they keep voting themselves back in. And it looks like they one step of the mileage tax got through. Now, guys, think about this. I buy more gas than you do. I drive more than you do. So I pay more for my car registration, my car, usage, my maintaining it and wear and tear. Now you want to put a mileage tax on a guy like me? Come on. It's crazy. It's unfair. But what it's going to do, it's going to bankrupt some of the average families because sometimes, hey, the plant, honey, it's going to move 60 miles away. I'm going to have to drive there every day. They don't care. Just don't care. But you'll see. You will see. So we've seen all these different companies do this, and time again, it's just, we're supposed to just get along, go along, but these companies did it to themselves. Tractor Supply did it to themselves. Jaguar did it to themselves. And Target, Bud Light. Come on, guys. It's just ridiculous. Let me know what you think about this. I really want to know. Am I alone in my thoughts with this, or is it ridiculous? But when you hear about the farmers and the aging farmer and how they're just completely, their kids don't want to do this. This is happening in more and more industries right now where the children want nothing to do with what mom and dad did. And, you hear about all these people that work 16 and 17-hour days and they're 75 years old. I am telling you this right now. Read these articles. It's going to make you freak out because what's going to happen, and there's no farming school. Hey, let's go to farming school. Ag tech is ridiculous. How about this, guys? When I got into biotech, there were colleges that got rid of ag tech. Well, we'd rather do science, Dan. Okay, well, we need to eat too, guys. We need chickens. We need beef, poultry, pork. The bacon is delicious, by the way. Anyways, you guys get the gist of it. But this Harley Davidson thing, right before our eyes, did it to themselves, destroyed themselves, and Johann Zeitz, what an ass clown. Anyways, you get these board members that do things with companies, and they think that they're going to revolutionize things and change the world, and they did. They changed the world. I mean this. I am so sorry for all the bikers and all the dealerships that went out there and purchased all these motorcycles because they will never be sold. How do you sell 80,000 of anything? You don't. You just don't. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Thank you one and all for being here. I am so grateful for this. In April, we're going to celebrate our 6th-year anniversary on YouTube, and a lot of cool things coming. Once again, thanks for being here. Onward and upward. I'll see you very soon. Make good choices. Share your thoughts. What are the other ones? Anyways, I got to hurry back. Your mom's making me breakfast. How about that? I'll end with that. Okay? I'll see you soon.